How to know the purpose in order to be coherent. The important key to this, the purpose. Let's go to the origin of the universe right now. The origin of the universe, which is very difficult to describe because it is outside of time and outside of space. The origin of the universe is an instance of expression in which the great cosmic being that we all are had a dream of all of its potentialities, and that dream was those waves of vibration which emerged from itself, creating the millions of ideas and possibilities of itself. That created a single purpose in the universe, which was to try to discover, to live it, and to experience it. What does this mean? It means that the universe itself doesn't have a purpose the way we believe it has a purpose. Purpose is something that we invent in the conscious world, in the conscious aspect of the universe. We invent the concept of purpose in order to have order. And why? Because purpose helps us order time. Without purpose and without a mission, we wouldn't be able to order time coherently. Past, present, and future are ordered that way because we have a purpose. Our purpose is to get to, I come from here, and I'm going towards. What we build as purpose is constituted not only by conscience, but also by our biology. We build our purpose forward because as we have our eyes in front of us and our whole body moves forward, we consider that the future is something that is ahead, so we have to move forward. That way of looking at the world, of looking at reality, has created in us a biological concept of what purpose is. Therefore, being coherent has nothing to do with purpose. You don't need to know the purpose of your life in order to be coherent. In fact, being coherent is part of the purpose. Being coherent is part of discovering what the purpose is. So I would say that you shouldn't think of a super great purpose. Think of what your purpose is now. It could be that your purpose in life is to learn to play a musical instrument, to play the piano, to play the guitar. It could be that that is your purpose or objective. Because, for example, my mission can be to learn to play the piano. What is my purpose? To share music with others in order to awaken feelings, harmony in others. Yes? So the mission is to learn to play the piano. The purpose is to share the music that I create with others. So, for instance, that serves others harmoniously. Right? So that is already a purpose. We don't need to set huge resolutions, rather it has to do with finding order. Purpose organizes. I can have a weekly resolution, right? A weekly mission or purpose. I can have a one-year resolution. It's something which is in front of me, which is located ahead of me, and which I need to get to. That is a purpose. So it's something that I set for myself. It's a way of organizing myself. So the way in which I can gradually get to know my purpose as a being is by step setting my goals as a human, as a person. So as a personality, I set the purpose of learning to play the piano myself. So then that will help me understand my purpose as a soul, which might be to share the vibration to harmonize other people. And then my purpose as a spirit, which is to find cosmic harmony from the knowledge of notes and vibration. It may be something else, But I'll start to discover it by beginning to set my own short-term goals. So, that's why I would not say that. Before being coherent or in order to be coherent, I have to know what my purpose is. What's important is to have order in my life in relation to the physical, the emotional and the mental. When I manage to be coherent, to have a balance between what I say and think, what I feel, and what I do. Yes? Let's take I say, and I think is the same. What I say and think, what I feel, and what I do. Down below in my body. When those three things are in coherence, then I can begin to fulfill my purpose. Not the other way around. Because if I know my purpose before being coherent, then whatever I do will fall apart. Everything will fall apart, it will be destroyed, it won't be achieved. That's why it's important to work on coherence first, before discovering the purpose. But as a piece of advice, as a tip, I'll tell you that purpose is something we invent in order to give order to that coherence. So come up with a purpose, set yourself monthly yearly goals, not too far ahead. And start practicing coherence in order to fulfill that purpose that month. In order to fulfill that purpose that year.